And think for a moment. Ask yourself this question. Doesn't our world long for justice? Don't you long for justice? There's this reality that we want it. I mean, just take a step back and look at our culture for a second. I mean, right now we are in the throes of what has been dubbed as cancel culture. And I realize this is a very nuanced subject to talk about, but just think about what's happening in our world. Like it's madness. It is absolute madness where anyone at any time can get canceled for something that they said 20 years ago when they didn't even have access to the knowledge or the expectations of the day that we find ourselves in. Something they said that might not have been politically correct, or they went to a party that they shouldn't have gone to, or they wore an outfit that they shouldn't have worn, or they said a thing that they shouldn't have said. What ends up happening? The Twitter mob comes after them. Pressure gets applied. Their job gets taken away from them. Their show gets shut down. They get functionally canceled. But at the core of that, what is happening? It's a desire for justice. But here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. You have imperfect people applying imperfect justice in a very imperfect way. I mean, I think Mr. Potato Head got canceled this week. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy. But that is what happens when broken people, sinful people, imperfect people try and apply imperfect justice. It leads to a multiplication of sin and brokenness in the world. And what Christianity is offering us, what is offered to us in Christ, is a holy God who is perfect and who judges perfectly and applies his perfect justice against an imperfect and sinful world. See, we love the idea of justice. We love it. We love the concept of justice. We just hate the idea of a just God who applies his justice on us. We're fine when justice is applied to someone else. We're fine when God brings justice to bear on those that we have deemed unworthy, that we have deemed worthy of wrath, worthy of judgment, worthy of justice. But I want you to notice something. We never include ourselves amongst those who are worthy of his justice. It's why we make lousy gods. And it's why we need the justice of God.